Gaffer, a disappointing afternoon at the Brick. What's your thoughts on today?
How long have we got? First and foremost, disappointed that we haven't come out of the game with anything. And it's been a tough week for the players, myself and the staff and the fans, of course. When you lose games the way we have, I thought the lads tried. I thought they couldn't get near a good team in certain elements. I think they were too quick for us and too fast. Moved the ball a lot better than we did. We felt the game would be won on transitions. The first goal, I'll have to watch it back, but just off the top of my head, we haven't got out to the ball, and it's a strike across a body and ricocheted in. So again, I think that was the case. It has definitely ricocheted off someone, but we never got up to the ball and deal with it. And then we come in, change one or two things at half time. I thought we were a little bit better. We had a couple of corners, a couple of opportunities, and then it probably summed us up the last goal. Why don't we have changed shape a little bit to try and get more attackers on the pitch and have a good goal? We felt there was one point when our fans really got behind us and we were pressing and getting in the faces, which we should have done more of for some reason, which they'll debrief the game tomorrow, the lads, because I've got them in tomorrow at 9 o'clock and they can debrief it and tell us what they feel went wrong. We've done it a little bit in there, but it's on them, because me and the coaching staff give them the game plan, and they've got to be able to take it to fruition, because when they do, they're a good team and they've played well and won games of football. At the minute, there's probably a couple of players not doing what I'm asking them to do.
So did you leave it up to the players and the referee after the game to dissect the performance from their point of view? Yeah,
I've just asked them then. We put the game plan in, the out of possession stuff, and we work off three models in and out of possession. And, you know, listen, without being disrespectful to Cardiff, they're a good team, they've got some good players, they've got a lot of championship quality in there. But we felt there was a time and a period where we could have got at them a little bit more and got after them a bit more. And maybe we showed them probably a little bit too much respect because of where they've been and what they've done. But, you know, it's not about that. We respect every team that comes here. We just can't fear them. And today I think there was a little bit of fear factored in some of our lads.
It was our third defeat in a row. How do we go about making things right?
Well, that's my job, isn't it? Mine and the coaching staff's job. That's why they'll be in tomorrow at 9 o'clock. You know, I think it's important that we get that in and debrief the game quick. I can't let it dwell. We've got a fantastic training ground, fantastic facilities. We'll be in tomorrow. We'll debrief it with the players and the staff. And then that's my job to pick them up and go again. You know, the games we've had, they obviously have been tough games, of course, many changes throughout the week. So I've you know, that's out the system. But when you're coming up against a team like Cardiff, you've got to give it, you've got to go toe to toe with them. And I think there was spells in there where we were on top a little bit, but good teams know how to see the game off, and that's what they did late on in the end. And you know, disappointing obviously Trevor, and then, you know, and then Mull's a little injury, and then Foxy now is going to be suspended for getting sent off. So it certainly doesn't help, but what I've got to do is get them back to basics and get them doing the right things, because I'm trying with them, we're working hard with them on a daily basis, as you lads well know. We haven't become a bad team overnight. We've probably become a bad team within the week in terms of certain elements of what we can do better, but I know there's goodness in there. I know they can move the ball better. I know they can find the mates. I know they don't have to turn the ball over as much as they have done today, and that's something that we need to work on.
I appreciate we speaking really close after the final whistle, but how are Moles and Ryan?
I don't know, mate. I'll have to see how they are. Mull said he thought he could have carried on, but it would have probably made it worse. I don't know whether it's Ryan's tyre or his hamstring. We'll have to address it. But look, that's no excuse. We're not looking for any sympathy. We weren't good enough today, and we've got to make sure that we're better in training next week. We'll be in tomorrow to debrief the game, and the lads can give us them messages, so it comes from them. But what I will say, they're being excellent. You know, maybe it's one or two expectations have gone a little bit too much, because we've still got, you know, the squad that's been here for a couple of years. There's some players that's still being here. There's new players gelling like the Lowe lads. You know, do they need more game time? You know, are they getting used to our style of playing and what we want? Of course, I get all that. You know, I don't want to get too high in expectations, but I certainly want to make sure this place is a fortress and we don't lose many games like we have done today. So that's one. We just make sure we can't do it too often. But that's my job to pick the players up, pick the staff up, because they'll be down as well. And yeah, we're going to have to just keep working on the training pitch like we've done since I've been here, and there's been some good spells, some not so good spells, some indifferent spells, and at the moment we're in a not good spell. So that's up to me and the staff to make sure we get back into a good spell as quick as we can.